Hello everyone, I'm RiverFox and welcome to the channel, and this is the Canny Valley AFK endurance builds. Now if you have missed any of the other builds for this, then do check out the playlist linked in the description down below. That will cover all of the builds for all of the amplifiers. If they're not already uploaded, then they will be uploaded over the coming days. But we are carrying on today with our home base build, and this time we are going to be covering our builds for the west. So majority of all of this should be covered in our first video. All of these we covered in our first video as well. So today we're going to be covering our builds from the west, and for this one, what you will need to do to build these correctly, if you come over to this square, which is pretty much where all of this lot got covered in the last episode. So if we start at this square from here, and you are going to place then one full wall, and then to the right of that will be another full wall, and to the right of that will be a edited wall to the left hand side. And what we'll do, we'll cover the we'll cover the top first, and then we'll go underneath and show you everything under there. So back at this square again, then if you then move forward one square, now I can't remember whether this particular square is actually covered in the last video, so we'll cover it again anyway just to be on the safe side. So from this square then, because this wall is already here, so you will have then a edited cone which is going to be pointing to your northwest, and it should already be there, but surround the three walls in front of you and to the left and right of you with walls. And then if you then move to your right over here, and I'm going to try and sort of stay facing the one direction so you can keep a track of it that way. So from here, you're going to place a floor, and then to the left of that will be another floor as well. So you will have then two floors, and then this one will be open. So from this square again, then if you then come over and go forward one square, and you will place a floor, and then to the right of that will be another floor, and then back onto this square again. So then if you go forward, and you are then going to place a square to your left, a square in right where you're standing, and a square to the right, so you will have three floor pieces there. So then if to make it easier, if you then come across here to your left to the edge of this wall, now what you are going to do here is you are going to place a floor in front of you, and then a floor to the right of you as well, and that will get those two. So then back on this square, if you then walk forward again, now from this point there is a lot of ceiling pieces. So the easiest way for us to do this, from this square, which just so that we've got it so we know where we're at, from this square, if you then go forward and place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, so you'll have 6 floor pieces from there. And from this square again then, now if you turn to the north from here, so from this square we've got this one already in, so then if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and I'm going to place a cone there just so we know where we are. So you'll have 7 over this direction, and you have 6 going up that way. And the easiest thing to do then will be to fill this in. Fill in all the way up to your 6 across there, and then fill all of those squares in with tiles. So that will then give you majority of the block off. So from this one here, if you go forward, of course you have done this row already. So if you move to the right one, and you will place a floor, and to the right of that will be a floor as well. and then fill those in again all the way forward until you get to the end. Now you don't need to do the last final one on this row, because that will be covered with that down there, which we will get to in a moment. So that will be all of your lobby shield along the top. So that's pretty straightforward and pretty easy to understand. So that is all of our ceiling pieces up here. So what we need to do now is get down to the bottom. So of course we started at this point, we did our 2 full walls and a half wall. So if you then move forward from this spot, and you will place a floor with a tar pit. To the right of you then will be a wall launcher. In front of you, a plain wall, and above you will be a ceiling electric field. So then if you then move left 1 square, and from this point you are going to place a floor with a tar pit. On your left hand side will be a broadside, and on the wall directly behind you will be a launcher, and up above will be a ceiling electric field. So then if you move forward 1 square, and you will have a floor tar pit, should I say. To your right will be a wall launcher, and up above will be your ceiling electric field. And if you then walk forward 1 square again, and on this one you're going to place a wooden floor spike. On the left and the right you will have a plain wall. In front of you will be a broadside, and up above will be a ceiling electric field. So then if you come back 1 square back onto this one, which we've already done, and then if you move to your left, you are going to place a tar pit, and to the left wall of that then is going to be a broadside, and behind you is going to be a wall launcher, and up above will be a ceiling electric field. If you then move forward 1 square from there, and on your left hand side you're going to place a sound wall, and up above will be a ceiling drop trap. So from that point then, if you move to the left 1 square, get out of the way, and just up here then you are going to have a plain wall, and behind you will be a wall with a sound wall, which this links in already with our block off, which we've already built, so that wall might already be there. And up above you then will be a ceiling drop trap. If you then move forward 1 square to here, and directly above you, now all these ceiling pieces are all going to be here already because we've covered that just now. So right above you will be a ceiling drop trap, and if you move to the right, and on the right hand side will be a plain wall. Up above you will be another ceiling drop trap, and right in front of you will be a wall. And if we come back over this way, if you then move forward another square, and up here you are going to have another ceiling drop trap, and if you move to the right you will have another ceiling drop trap up there, and then behind you on this wall that we've placed you are going to put a sound wall. So that will be that section. Now let's have a look. The easiest way to do this, if we keep to this this direction, then at least we know you're going to be going 1 tile each time. So if you then move forward 1 more tile, which is here, and you are going to have a ceiling drop trap, and to the right of that 1 tile you will have another ceiling drop trap up there. And then if you move forward 1 more space down to here, now on your left hand side you're going to have a wall with a sound wall trap on it, and right above you will be another ceiling drop trap. To the right 1 square will be another ceiling drop trap, and to the right 1 more square again will be another ceiling drop trap up here. So then if we go back over this way, now of course all these ceiling pieces are there already, we've already covered those, so it's just the traps that we're going to be placing. So if we move forward 1 more square to here, you will place another wall, but this time there will be no trap on that one at all. Directly above you will be a ceiling drop trap. And if you move to the right 1 square, you will have another ceiling drop trap. And another one to the right will be another ceiling drop trap. And the 4th one to the right will be another ceiling drop trap. So that will cover that row. So back at this square again. If you move forward again 1 square, and to your left you're going to have another wall, which no trap on that one again. And up above, a ceiling drop trap. And again, if you move to the right 1 square, a ceiling drop trap. To the right again 1 square, not gone far enough, another drop trap. And right again, so the 4th one to the right will be another ceiling drop trap. So that will cover that row. So if we get back over here again, now we do have then, let's see, losing track of where I am now. We do have then 1 more row, which again on the left you're going to place a bare wall. Now this is just to make sure that they don't actually go behind there and start lobbing. So from this point then, you will have a ceiling drop trap up above, and 1 to the right, another ceiling drop trap, and another one to the right will be our 3rd ceiling drop trap, and another one to the right, our 4th ceiling drop trap. So that will cover that row. So that brings us to the end of these walls. Now this one then, you don't need to worry about putting a wall piece in there. So from the end here, you literally will just place a ceiling drop trap, and to the right, our 2nd ceiling drop trap. To the right again will be our 3rd ceiling drop trap, and to the right again at this point, just at the corner of here, which is a bit of a weird render, you will have your 4th and final drop trap there as well. So that will cover all of the section along here. Now you don't need to bother about putting any traps on the ceilings of any of these bits. This is literally just a lobber shield to prevent them from actually lobbing and getting to our home base that way. So if we come back up to here, now from this point then where we have our sound wall, if you then facing the east, if you move to the left 1 square, and you will place a wall up there, a blank wall. And if you then come at left again, you will have your 2nd wall, and then left again will be 3rd wall. Left again is our 4th wall, and left again will be a 5th wall. And on the next square across from here, we will place a wall on the floor with a wall up above it. Now this wall is going to have a wooden wall spikes on it, which is to prevent anybody from trying to get through our block off, which is on the other side. Now we will go to the other sides of that in a moment, but to the left then you are going to place a sound wall, and if you go left 1 more square from there, which will fetch you to this little edge of the rocks here, you are going to place a edited cone into a ramp or a backward stairs, whichever you prefer, which is going to be facing towards your south. And on the left of that, you will place a wall, just a plain blank wall. So from this point then, I'm going to turn around so that we're facing the right direction. So from this square, if you then move forward 1 more, now you're going to have a wall here, which is going to have a wall launcher on it. So from there, you will have a edited cone, which will be pointing to your southwest, and you will place a wall in front and a wall to the right, and you will also place a wall on the back. So that will block that one off there. So if you then move over to the right 1 square, you're going to have exactly the same. You'll have an edited cone to the southwest and surround it in walls, and that will be that square. There's no edited floor pieces or anything underneath. To the right 1 more square, you are going to have your edited cone to the southwest. You do not need to place a wall on there, but if you place a wall to the right and a wall behind you as well, and that will finish off that section there. So from this one, if you then move back left one more and then forward, and you will place one wall on that piece there. Now this wall that we've also already placed, and this one here, you will place 2 wooden wall spikes on these 2 walls. Okay, so from this point then, if you move forward 1 square and then 2 squares, which will fetch you to this point, and then if you move to the right 1 square, now for this one you are going to have an edited cone which will be pointing to your southwest, and you are going to have a wall on your left hand side and a wall on your right hand side, and you will place a wall behind you as well. Now you possibly could get away with not having this wall, but there is that tiny gap there, they may get in, so it's better just to place a wall on it. So from this point you're going to move forward 1 square, and you will place a wall to your right and a wall to your left, and you will have a edited cone which will be pointing to your southeast, so it will look a little bit like this. Okay, so that is that square. So then if you go to your left, we've got all these 2 walls here already. So if you then place a wall in front of you and then go forward 1 square and place a floor, and that will prevent anybody from wanting to come up this natural ramp up here. And that will finish that section off there. So if I get back over here, so from this square here then where we've placed our wall spikes, so if you go left 1 and then forward 1, this will fetch us to all of our block off. Now all of these walls will be placed here, we've already covered those. So from here you will place a wall in front of you, and then to your right, if you drop down in here, you will have a edited cone which is going to be pointing to your southwest, and on this wall which we've already placed here you will have a wooden wall spike, and you are going to place a wall to your right and a wall to your left and a wall straight in front with a wall spike on this one. So that will cover that section. So if we get back up here, now we've already placed this wall here, that's fine. So if we come forward 1 square, now you are going to have a edited cone which is going to be pointing to your southwest, and you will surround it in walls all the way round. To the right of that 1 square, now for this one you are going to have a floor piece and a normal cone on top of that, and you don't need to put a wall in there, but you will have a wall to your left, a wall to your right, and a wall directly in front. So if you then just move forward from there, okay, and if we then so from this one, if we go back to our tile on the left, and then if we go back, go forward 1 tile to this point, and you are going to have a edited cone which is going to be pointing to your southwest. You don't need to worry about putting any walls around these 2 sides, that is fine. So if you then go to the right 1 tile, and you're going to have a edited cone pointing to your northwest, and you will surround it in walls on all the sides like so, and then to your right of that will be a edited cone which is going to be pointing to your northwest. So that is going to cover all of your builds then for your Homebase amplifier for the west. That is all of the builds. Just to give you a bird's eye view of it, this is what they will look like, and yeah, they will be pretty effective for you. So I hope you do find this video useful. If you do, don't forget to drop a like down below. Smash that subscribe before you go, and if you turn on the notification bell, then you will always get updated of all my content when it comes out. If you do buy anything from the Fortnite store, please consider using code RiverFox, as it will help me out a great deal. And don't forget to check the Canny Valley SSD and Endurance playlist. It will be linked in the description down below. It will cover all of my builds for the Canny Valley AFK Endurance. I am already losing my voice. I am only 2 videos in and it's going to be a long day. But I hope you enjoy, and until the next time, I hope you have a lovely day and stay safe, my friends.